Well, welcome back. I'm actually not going to do a review today, but I just wanted to talk about doing vlogging outside of the house, and or if you're doing recipes, as an example, you want to do a video about how to make potato soup, as an example. A while ago, when I was ages ago, actually, I was actually doing taking courses in cinematography. This is about 15, 20 years ago, and I was actually learning how to make small 15, 20-minute films, with, beginning, middle, and end, using the old-fashioned VHS camcorders. And we're talking about not the small ones that you have like today, we're talking about the ones that they use in studio. Yeah, the huge son of guns there that weighs about good 30 to 40 pounds on the shoulder. A few decades later, camcorders have come a long way, and the prices do vary depending where you go. I was fortunate enough at a pawn shop, and I actually did pick up a hybrid camcorder, and it's this one here. I'm going to show you it. It is a JVC hybrid Evero camcorder. Now this one here is a hybrid itself. It basically has a 30 gig, not even a 2.5. I would say a 1.5 inch hard drive, 30 gigabytes in size, and it also accepts SSDs. Not SSDs, I should say. It accepts SD cards, not the micro SD, the older SD cards, up to 30 gigabytes maximum on it. The model that I have here, and I'm reading it off on the bottom here, is the JZMG150U. The U actually stands for Universal Serial Bus. So there's a connection actually up in the front where you can connect the camcorder itself, which is this little guy here, via the USB port that's in the front. And is it in the front? Yeah, it's in the front. This little guy here, little connection in there. And so long as you have it powered on with either the battery or with the charger itself, you'll be able to actually unload it onto your computer. Now with this one here, when I actually bought it, I paid like about $150 used. This, like I said, it's at a local pawn shop. The batteries were completely kaputs. So I was lucky enough that I actually went to, what was it, a local electronics store that deals with, it's a specialty store where they sell transistors, resistors, PCB boards, soldering irons, solder, anything electronic specialty store. So they deal basically with that. So I actually went over there. They know me like the back of their hand, and I know them very well. I've been going there since I was in my teens. So it goes back a fair ways. That and their parent company, which is Addison. So this is a subsidiary of them, and it's called Madison Electronics. So they're maybe about 15, 20 minutes away in that direction. So basically, what I have here, it's a true camcorder with a full length lens. Millimeter wise, I can't tell you the exact range. It's not down here. But anyhow, if you Google the model number here that I just gave you before, the GZMG150U, it comes with a stock lens, which you can actually use a little flip here to cover the lens itself. The battery I bought separately because the other two were completely finished. So what I did is I actually spoke with the guys at Madison Electronics, and I bought two new 4-hour rechargeable batteries, lithium-ion ones. So that way I can get 4 hours of recording without any problems. The hard drive itself and the SD card that I can put in here has to be 32 gigs. That's the maximum that you can actually record on. So depending on the resolution, I think the lowest is 320 by 200, which is, as we all know, completely poo-poo or worthless because the resolution is so terrible on it. The highest is 1180 by 720. Okay, so 720 is the interlay. So that's just a step lower than the 1080p or 1080 on most of today's monitors or today's TVs. Today's TVs nowadays are a lot larger, which is about like 4 or 8K. For basically recording for what I'm doing, which is basically YouTube and little odds and ends, little quirks of projects that I'm working on, 720 is more than enough. You don't need to go that high. And I've even bought a while ago, when I had gotten the camcorder itself, I had gotten the large standing tripod, so I can actually hook it up on a tripod for outside, or like what I have here with the webcam here. I have a smaller one which I can put on the table, so I can use either or on this camera because it has that perfect mount for like the other cameras do, and it's been really good. If you're looking to get something simple like this, you can take a look at Amazon. You can take a look at Best Buy, some other electronic stores close by to you. I believe Best Buy has better deal. Not Best Buy. Amazon has better deals on digital camcorders. And the reason why I'm saying go with a digital camcorder instead of your usual cellular phone is that, yes, we tend to use that more often because it's basically attached to our hips. And I know I have mine all the time with me wherever I go. But recording a lot of video on a cell phone, which does do high resolution, 1080 if not 4K. The battery life sucks. So, especially when you do a lot of recording, it draws a lot of power. So, my suggestion is leave the cell phone for cellular, for chatting or whatever else, for emergency use like I'd usually do, and just get something like this. With this here, I can actually switch between the hard drive that's built in and use the SD card that's in there. I have a 30, like I said, I have a 30 gig pre-formatted already, so I can easily switch in the menu, go from the hard drive to the SD card. So I can get, let's say, at ultra fine settings on both of them, I can get about 14, just about, I would say 15 hours worth of high resolution at 720. You can step it down a little bit and get a little bit more, but again, you're using your battery here, so be wise. You may have to charge it up. In this case here, I have to use the basic camera itself as the charging station itself for the battery. So either way, it's down for 4 hours to get the charge back up. But still, it's better than nothing. It's very useful, I find. And with this here, because of the format of the files, the extension is MOD. And I was actually using one that I usually use, which is a application. It's actually free out on the net. It's called OpenShot, and it also uses another app. And let me just pull that up over here. I have it on my application. It's called Blender, which does the graphics, like the graphics animation. Those two are tied together in a way that when you're in OpenShot and you want to do like a small little animation tile of some sort, like an introduction or credits, whatever the case may be, where a little bit of animation is needed, it'll use Blender to actually do the actual compression. I've seen it done and it works very well. You have to be patient. Some of the software is easy to learn and some of it is not. And especially with this one here, I had to actually use, because the extensions that came out from this with the video, which was the MOD, or an extension for viewing films, but it was the raw footage. OpenShot didn't work too well. I tried Adobe Premiere on this one here. Both of them didn't like it too well. It actually hiccuped, and it was giving me a little hissy fit. One that did work because of the mod extension for it was actually Microsoft's Movie Maker, which was actually came out with I believe Windows ME, which is the Millennium Edition. But it found its way through several iterations under the Windows Live Essentials. That there you can still actually download the link for it. It's a separate package. It actually includes Windows Instant Messenger. It includes Windows Live Writer Essentials and Windows Movie Maker. To tell you the truth, the other three you can actually just when you install it in, you can actually unclick the other three, but leave Windows Movie Maker if you're going to be using extension with the MOD file on it. So that way you can actually work with it. On the newer ones that are already out, they're more likely in the MP4 format, so that's not much of a big deal. So Adobe Premiere, OpenShot, Caden Live will actually work with MP4s without a problem. It's just the oddball format that comes from Windows or that comes with JVC that you really have to look out for, because they didn't go with the standard MP4 format, which is now a major standard for raw footage for video. So that's one thing I wanted to let you know regarding to that. Along with, when you are looking for a camcorder like this is a barrel type camcorder, which is really nice. I mean, it comes out with a little thing there. Screen is not too big. Let me power it up. And yes, I can take pictures with this, by the way. So yay, pictures of whatever is in the background of me. It does fairly well. I have set this here up for 7 hours, which is on the fine, which is okay. And one thing I wanted to mention as well, take a look with some of the camcorders. You can actually set the format of the screen. One standard used to be the old 4:3 standard, which is the CRT, the old tube type of televisions, and now because everybody's going with flat screen, which is with HDMI and the LCD, liquid crystal display, or light emitting diodes, which are the two main ones that are being used. It's better off to go with the 16:9 because you'll be able to expand it from corner to corner without much of a problem. With the CRT 4:3 format, you're going to have this black box all the way around on that, and it's going to be like on the center of the screen, and it doesn't look too nice. But with the 16:9, it crops everything from side to side and up on the bottom of the screen, so it fills the screen up fully. That's what I would do with that there. With this machine, even with this, the only thing I have to do is, after I finish with Movie Maker from Microsoft, is to switch it over to an MP4 format, because the Windows Movie WMV file format it can be accepted via YouTube, but it's because the file is being so large. So depending on how big the file is, if it's like 14, if it's like 16 gigs as an example, it takes a fair while when you're having a connection of 60 down, 10 up. So be advised regarding that. That's why I say, save it as the MP4 format. It cuts the compression down in half, but still is not as large as what the WMV is for. some of the prices have gone really cheap for these ones here for the cameras. Take a look, compare the price, compare uh, a couple of them together within the price range that you feel comfortable using. Uh, like I said, I bought this here used. Um, I kept it in good condition and never had any problems with it. And just run with it. Have fun. The next thing is to do once you get that done, you have a little project that you want to do, like a video of some sort, whether it's cooking, whether it's dealing with your plants, dealing with a project, fixing your car up, uh, things like that nature, or building something for around the house. You'd be surprised when working on that and then doing this to show everybody. It's a really nice thing to give them a visual look down on it, So that's the one thing I wanted to mention here. I didn't want to go too long as showing you exactly what each step that I have on this one, but you'll see via the manual if you can get the manuals online just to view what it looks like, see what features it has, take a look at it, and which ones feel most comfortable to you. That's the main thing because you're going to be using it for every project you want to do a video for, and it's fun. Anyhow, with that being said, you guys take care. Have a great day. Short video it is, 15-20 minutes. I can handle that. Catch you later.